everybody, welcome to the Comic Game Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and today I am here to talk about Harrison Ford is in the MCU. Wow, this is a big get. First of all, there are certain actors who, when you hear they're coming to the MCU, not since Christian Bale, which I think Christian Bale did a good job as Gore. He could have done a fantastic job given him more time. And I see why he wanted to do it, because I see what they were doing with Gore, and I see why Christian Bale would have wanted to do that role. Just, they needed to give it more time to breathe. But I digress. Now, he is in the MCU, and will be playing Thunderbolt Ross. Yes, they have recast Thunderbolt Ross. As a lot of you know, the actor who played Thunderbolt Ross in the MCU, William Hurt, sadly passed away, I believe last year. And, you know, he had really not played Thunderbolt Ross a ton. He was in The Incredible Hulk, which that movie is weird because it's in a weird limbo where it's it seems like the movie itself is sort of canon, but it depends on what pieces of it they want to keep canon, if you know what I mean. That movie is a weird movie, so we can kind of say it's canon. So outside of The Incredible Hulk, which he probably had, he was probably in the movie for what? It's about a 2-hour movie. He was probably in he probably had 25, 30 minutes of screen time, maybe 20. I'd probably say 25 minutes of screen time all together. And then I'd say he had 12 minutes of screen time in Civil War. He had 5 minutes of screen time, and he had 2-3 minutes of screen time in Infinity War, and he had another 7-8 minutes of screen time in Black Widow. So the dude hasn't he's not a huge character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. If you take out The Incredible Hulk, the dude barely had 20 minutes, 30 minutes of screen time in his 3 appearances in the MCU. And outside of Civil War, he was never really a major factor in any of these movies. So I know some people are upset about this. First of all, let's get the obvious out of the way up top. Harrison Ford is in a stage in his career, obviously. The dude's almost fucking 80, where he is selective about the films he takes. He's like Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen and there's a couple other people I know I'm forgetting. Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen. There are actors who are in the stage of their careers, the back end now of their lives, not just their careers, their lives, where they have become very selective about what they want to do, because they don't need anything. Jack Black is the same way, Jack Black, and there are a couple actors like that. I think I was talking about it with the Halloween, Jamie Lee Curtis. There are actors who have accumulated enough money, enough things, they have enough things going on in their lives that they can be very selective about when they want to get involved in a project and how they want to get involved in a project. Harrison Ford is that to the extreme. Harrison Ford, you really don't see him in a lot of things. Outside of he was in the Blade Runner sequel. He was in a couple of the Expendable movies. But he's not in a lot. If you look at Harrison Ford's IMDb from the last 20 years, or maybe 20 years is harsh, the last 10 years, it's not a lot on there, dude. He doesn't do a lot anymore because he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to, and he's kind of like I said, he's got that old man attitude. So it makes you think, what the fuck did Marvel tell him to get him to come in? Because Harrison Ford isn't a franchise guy, and from all accounts, he's gonna show up. His first appearance by deadline is gonna be in Captain America. Captain America 4, New World Order, and the Thunderbolts. So he's going to be in both of those films. So there's obviously something happening. This isn't just him showing up to do one-off appearance. Clearly, whatever they told him, he was really down for it. And that just makes me excited about him coming in. Harrison Ford is obviously a great actor. He's obviously always got that charm to him. And he's obviously a great choice to play Thunderbolt Ross because he has that grizzled military old man, get the fuck off my lawn attitude. Obviously, he's played a military man many, many, many times before. So this obviously up top, Harrison Ford is another huge win for the MCU. But now I want to speak very briefly about the whole T'Challa aspect, because obviously when this rumor, because it was rumored that Harrison Ford, it was rumored that they were going to recast him. Then it was rumored that it was Harrison Ford, and when that stuff started happening, obviously people started saying, this is bullshit, this is awful, how can you recast this character but not recast T'Challa? And this is the last thing I'm going to say about this, and the comparisons, is these are two totally different situations. Chadwick Boseman was not only close friends with the director, he was an iconic character of the most successful African American. He's the movie of all time, and he was the face of that. He was on the posters for Infinity War and Endgame. He was in 2 of the most highest grossing films. He's in 3 of the highest grossing films of all time. And like, so, you know, Chadwick Boseman, from a personal standpoint, both like Feige and fucking the director Coogler not wanting to recast him and not wanting that to and wanted to use that situation in an artistic way to show both gratitude and to show that you can take this that you can take this terrible situation and the grieving of it and turn it into something beautiful, is something totally different than William Hurt's death, which was, not only was it sudden, but like clearly, like, but that character hadn't been in a lot. That character hadn't been on screen a lot. I don't think a lot, like, the character isn't as important. That character is very much a side character. It would be like them recasting, I don't know, it'd be like if they recast, well, it'd be like if they recast one of Ant-Man's friends. You know what I mean? It'd be like if they recast one of Ant-Man's friends. Maybe not Luis, but like one of the other two. It'd be like if they recast Jimmy Woo. Like, sure, that sucks that they recast Jimmy Woo. But if they found a better actor, but if they found an actor who can carry that torch, awesome. It's not that big of a deal. But but the MCU, to me, outside of the Hulk situation, they don't want to recast lead actors like that. They don't want to do that. They like that association. And like I said, Black Panther, the decision of Black Panther is completely, and it feels to me like an actual choice. Because if it was a corporate financial choice, they would have just recast it. That felt like a choice from the heart, a choice that the director made because he thought that was the best path, and everyone backed him, and it feels like it's going to produce a fantastic film. Whereas William Hurt in the Thunderbolt Ross situation is entirely different. It's a side character. It's a character that isn't a big lead of a movie. It's a character that that the actor and the character aren't attached at the hip, so to speak. If some other dude had showed up in Civil War to play Thunderbolt Ross, nobody would have been up in arms. There would have been like 12 people up in arms about it. But you know what I mean? So the difference is very wide. It's very wide. These are like sporadically different things. So, I really don't feel like listening to people make that comparison because the situations are so fucking different. Anyways, thank you guys for joining the Comic Guy Movie Show. Please like, subscribe, and what do you think of fucking Harrison Ford coming into the MCU to play Thunderbolt Ross? First appearance will be in Captain 4. Can't wait. Can't freaking wait.